I want to be able to go out and show kids that being different is not a bad thing.
Being a gross, perverted, and possibly pedophilic transvestite is being different, all right. Let me tell you that. And no, being different in and of itself is not a bad thing, as we're all different from each other from birth. But trying to influence the minds of impressionable young children in such a way is a despicable crime. And to be honest, doing what this man does in this video, overtly trying to sexualize preschool-age children who probably can't even read yet, is a despicable crime. And to be quite honest, activities such as drag queen story time should be illegal, as they are predatory towards young, unsuspecting children who just don't know any better.
Gender and sexuality and being different needs to be accepted.
It's already a commonly held belief in the West that being different is okay, especially in places like the United Kingdom, which to me, as an outsider, it seems like the ultimate PC culture. And over there, the whole LGBT agenda is widely accepted and even encouraged. So I don't know why an honest, meaning person would have to promote such a message. It is very obvious that leftists, such as the one presented in this video, tend to use the word different as a code word for mental illness and often outright perversion, which is not okay or acceptable at all. And here comes the main issue with this video. Basically, for those of you who haven't heard already, Drag Queen Storytime is this event that some public libraries hold, where a drag queen comes to a public library and reads to children who aren't old enough to know how to read a book about sexuality and questioning gender identity, and they teach children about what it's like to be a drag queen. These children are preschool and kindergarten age children that have read books with overtly sexual titles, such as Worm Loves Worm, in one instance in New York that occurred a few months ago. And it is flat out wrong for a child to be exposed to such filth.
He was reading the story for us.
Just in case you didn't hear that properly, the woman said, "Who was reading the story for us today?" And the little boy responded, "The lady." These people are confusing these kids about what it's like to be a real woman or a real man and what they look like. It's so obviously a man, and it's hard to tell what's going on in that little boy's mind. Maybe he actually thinks it's a woman. Maybe he knows it's a man and is going along with it. I don't know. But that man is not a real woman, and he's likely going to confuse these children when it comes to identifying real men and real women and being able to tell them apart from each other.
I was bullied at school. It was because I was gay and because I was different. I didn't fit into social conventions.
I find it very bizarre how this guy says the word different.
Different.
Because when he says different, he doesn't just mean different, but a creep, basically. He comes across as a creep in this video. As for this guy getting bullied at school for being gay and different, as he calls it, I really don't care. The way he's behaving in this video leads me to believe that he deserved it, because he's one creepy SOB, trying to corrupt the minds of young children. Being bullied in school and being gay doesn't make an excuse to go out and pervert the minds of young children like this. Yes, I think it is unfortunate that gay and trans students get bullied like that in the UK and attempt to kill themselves. But how is that relevant to this video? You are not going to guilt me into supporting this BS by claiming that this somehow will prevent gay suicides. Also, I find it quite interesting in the video that it says that 66% of the LGBT in the UK self-harm, but only nearly half are bullied for their sexuality or gender identity. This, at least to me, suggests that their depression isn't directly linked to bullying. I mean, it may play a role, but it isn't the only reason why they do it. As for the reason why, it is purely up to speculation.
I didn't think of myself as an activist until I started doing Drag Queen Storytime. Before then, I was just a performer. Now I get to help people understand and teach. I think it's so important. It's just incredible.
Incredibly creepy. Look, I would understand if you would want to help people who are old enough to understand, maybe, like those who have actually gone through puberty and have sexual feelings. Instead, you aren't helping or teaching anyone at all. You're basically confusing these young, impressionable children who probably don't know what a penis is or a vagina is, about the basics of human gender and human sexuality. You are indoctrinating these poor, innocent children into your progressive worldview with this perverted excuse of a program called Drag Queen Storytime.
Let's shout out some animals. Who's got an animal?
I don't know how this is relevant to their event since no further context is given, but I assume it isn't as innocent or cute as it looks on the surface, assuming that this is teaching children about drag queens.
I'm really surprised how he thinks girls wear dresses, don't you?
That's a little boy? I'm very doubtful that a boy that young would choose such a style on his own, considering when I was that age, my mother was still dressing me and doing my hair.
I'm really surprised how he thinks girls wear dresses, don't you? And boys don't. I felt I really wanted to bring Albie to something that's different, but it's normal.
Some people just shouldn't have children. Seriously, what kind of self-respecting man would wear a dress? A garment that so obviously denotes femininity and is a piece of clothing that only women should wear. To me, asking why only girls can wear dresses is kind of like asking why can only men wear tuxedos or why only women wear bras. If a man wears a dress, unless he's a drag queen or it's meant to be humorous or something of that nature, he is expressing with his clothes that he is a woman. The same man doesn't want to be a woman or mistaken for one. Clothes are a form of self-expression. This poor child is treated like something he's not, a little girl, and his mother's trying to force him to wear dresses, which he obviously doesn't want to do. He doesn't even look like he wants to be at this event. This poor little boy is probably bullied at school for dressing up like a little girl and basically being the little girl his mother always wanted him to be. This kid is probably likely shamed by his own mother for being born a boy instead of a girl. It's also very likely that he has no strong male figures to look up to in his life. This kid is going to grow up to be confused, all thanks to his third wave radical feminist mother. Of course, this is all conjecture on my part. I have no way of knowing for sure. But one does have to wonder why the hell is this kid dressed up like a little girl? Why is his mother going to force him into wearing dresses against his own will?
For me, the whole drag side of it is the glitz and the glamour, and that's the show. Do you know what I mean? That's not the message. The message is much deeper. The stories are there to talk about change and people who are different. We're there to show that and live it and teach it.
Oh, I bet the message is much deeper, all right. The message of your performance is basically to try and confuse children about something as basic as gender and what it means, and effectively confuse them about their own identities. Because gender is a big part of people's personalities and their identities. So if the child doesn't know what a man or a woman is, how are they supposed to know who they themselves are?
I think if you accept things from a young age, then it sets you up in a good stead for the rest of your life.
I'm starting to become averse to the word different, kind of like other feminist buzzwords, like problematic and privilege. Get them while they're young, am I right? God, how disgusting is her attitude.
It's really important to come to events which are a little bit different, just to introduce children to them so it's not so weird and wonderful when they're older.
How come in this video there are no fathers? That is something I noticed while writing the script of this video. In this video, all the parents at this event are mothers, and there are no dads whatsoever. I'm not sure why, but my best guess is that men can see the shit for what it is, the overt sexualization of young children, and it helps that straight men are likely discouraged from attending this event for being evil and supporting patriarchy.
Although she appeared to be fluffy and grey, she looked at life in an amphibian way.
We have a lot of positive attitudes to Drag Queen Storytime, but there are negative attitudes to it. You know, we've been called every name under the sun on Twitter, but if I'm going to be a role model, I happily put myself in the firing line so that I can continue to spread the message.
Boo-hoo, you received some negative messages on Twitter. So what? I think you deserve more than that, in my opinion. Stay away from children, you pervert.
Hate isn't born, it's made. It's made by people who are scared.
I'm scared, and with good reason. You are messing with these children, basically setting them up for failure in their lives. I'm scared, not for myself, but for the safety of these poor young minds.
I'm a strong boy, I can take it. I'm an even stronger woman.
You aren't strong if you complain about mean messages on Twitter. Seriously, get over it. And you have to let the world know about it too. Stop playing the victim card. The real victims in the video are the children that you traumatized and confused about their identity. Anyway, that is the end of the video. I know I probably came off as very aggressive in this video, but I have absolutely no patience for this kind of garbage. Ruining the minds of young children and purposefully trying to sexualize them is the lowest of the low, and it is child abuse. And if you live in the UK, you are paying for this trash, this promotion of sexual confusion with your very own taxpayer dollars. The BBC is a joke at this point, claiming that they are liberal and that they believe in freedom, but they fire white men just for being white men and want to pay women more just for being women. Anyway, to anyone resembling the monster showcased in this video, I ask nothing more than you than to stay away from kids